In this section, we're going to talk about who to send your pre-listing package to. So you have your pre-listing package set up. It's in a PDF format. You can send it to people with just a couple clicks of a button. You should already have your email template set up and everything. Before we go any further, I want to make sure you have your whole package together and ready to send. You should have 4 PDFs. Don't send an Excel or Word docs or some funky format the client has to figure out how to open. They're just going to delete it and they're not going to look at it. Send it in a PDF. Every computer sold has Adobe Acrobat nowadays. Tablets and smartphones can open them with no problems. If you send it in any other format, your client's going to have to figure it out and they're just going to hit the delete button. The 4 things you need. Your pre-listing package. This is the PDF that lists all of your services. This is the main service you're selling. This is your product. This is the most important piece. If you don't have it together, go back and listen to the recordings and get it together. Number 2, your introduction email. This is the email that all your stuff's attached to. If you don't have it together, go back and listen to the recording and put it together. This should just be a paragraph or 2 about you and your team and a list of what all's included in the email and what the attachments are. You want to make sure your client gets everything and everything comes through. Number 3, you need your net sheet on there. I always include a net sheet. Make sure yours is as basic as possible and can be understood easily. I've also talked about this in one of the recordings. If you don't have it together, go back, look, listen to it, and put it together. The 4th thing you need is copies of your listing paperwork. Every state's a little different. You have to include this in your email. I want every person that I set an appointment with to know up front. I want them to know everything up front. You need to make sure this listing paperwork is highlighted everywhere they need to initial and sign. Make sure the commission amount is filled in, as mentioned in the recording. I don't typically have this filled out completely. Usually the one that I'm sending over in the email, it doesn't have the person's name or their address or the amount for the property. I do make sure the commission amount's filled in. Anything that's not filled in that you have to fill in sitting in front of them, that they're going to consider is negotiable. The more information they look over beforehand, the less questions you're going to have during the appointment. Plus, they know without a shadow of a doubt you're showing up to their house, you're planning to do business, and you're ready to do business. So your package is set up and you're ready to go. It's easy to email. It's sitting on your desktop or already preloaded in the email. I send this to everyone who I think wants to sell their home that will give me their email address. It doesn't matter if they're your friend you've known for 10 years or the person that's called you, off a sign or off Zillow or, whatever marketing you're doing. The person that you've sent it to that's your friend, they're the most important person that needs to get your pre-listing package. Friends and family. This package, it sets boundaries and expectations. I'm not saying don't do business with your friends and family, but these are the people that will take up the most of your time and they can be the most high maintenance. It starts out with something like, hey, can you do an open house? Or I'd like for you to do an open house. Next thing you know, you're sitting at your 3rd open house this month. Everybody in the neighborhood's already saw the house twice. Now they're just coming by for a bottle of water and some chocolate chip cookies. This is going to set those boundaries and expectations, and it's going to make your job a lot easier with people that you know, friends and family, future clients, possible clients. I listed a couple of properties recently for one client. I've known this guy for a while. We've been very good friends for several years. He owned 3 properties with a couple of partners. He told me they wanted to sell them, and I felt pretty sure I was going to get to list them. Next thing I know, he tells his partners he tells me that his partners wanted him to get marketing packages and proposals from 3 agents. He told me the other agents that he was interviewing, I knew them. I knew that he had a relationship with them too, and I knew that in some cases he might have had a little better relationship with them than he did with me just because of different, activities and stuff he was involved in. So for this particular one, I opened up my Word document. I customized my pre-listing package slightly to fit their needs, and I sent it over within about 30 minutes of my conversation with him. Turns out, now these other agents, they were high producers. Turns out I was the only agent that actually sent a formal presentation over to them. Now, these other agents, they're big agents in my market. They sent over something that was thrown together. It was emails that basically said where they were going to price them. They're going to price them cheap and put them on MLS. Now, these guys sell a lot of property. They're very experienced. They work at offices that are bigger than mine. They sell more real estate than mine. They probably have more resources. There isn't anything I can think of that I could do at my office and with my marketing that they couldn't do. They just didn't really have a way to communicate the services they were offering in a professional, easy to understand way. Every for sale owner I can find that I talk to gets a copy of my pre-listing package. If they don't have an email, I will print it out and I will drop a copy in the mail to them. Every expired or withdrawn I talk to gets a copy. If they don't have an email, I will print it out and I will drop a copy in the mail. Every person, friend, family member that mentions to me they want to sell their home gets a copy of the email. If it's not emailed to them, I drop it in the mail and they get a copy of my pre-listing package. Other than prospecting daily, this is the number one thing I do with every single person I talk to about selling their home. I want to make sure you understand putting together this beautiful package will do you absolutely no good, and it's a complete waste of time if it just sits on the desktop of your computer and never gets sent to anybody. You should be sending this to every person that you talk to that has a property they are interested in selling.